Okay, hi, I'm Paul Goldfeather from Ogilvy TV, and I'm here with the opening speaker of today's Spikes Asia 2012, Alan Dunnicky, who's Chief Operations Officer of the Economist, and he's travelled all the way from London to Singapore. And Alan was talking today about the ideas exchange, an interesting area for discussion. Tell us a little bit what you were talking about today, Alan.
Well, I'm talking about the role that ideas now play in creativity, and that how these days it's not enough just to tell people what your brand stands for, because there are so many different sources that people can test that against, that it doesn't work in the same way that it used to work. So we've been working with a lot of clients to create ideas, to help create ideas for them, that instead of telling people what they stand for, actually helps them, it sort of invites them to put two and two together themselves.
Has this been the Economist intelligence unit that you've been working with these clients with?
It's a whole raft of companies that belong to the Economist group.
Okay.
The Economist Intelligence Unit is quite a big part of our business, and it specialises in information, but it also specialises in thought leadership and helping companies project themselves and to be seen to be thought leaders. But we also have a big events business, and we have a whole raft of other properties, like Intelligent Life is a consumer. It's the Economist for the other side of your life. And we also own a content-driven activation company, which is the example I showed for Red Bull to the conference today.
I thought it was interesting that you were saying a lot of the ideas your clients are looking for now have to be issues-led or news-led, and that marketeers have to think more like editors.
Yes, if you're going to give people ideas rather than just tell them what you stand for, then you do have to think like editors. You have to know what makes a good story, and you need to be able to understand what the context, what people are interested in, and the sort of context of the wider debate. And that's what editors do for a living. Because
people are smarter now, they're more plugged into the news, they're reading more, and the consumer, the people that marketeers are targeting, are looking for so much more.
Yes, and it's a different way of communicating. You're not in the same control of communication that you used to be with a 30-second spot. It's about entering a debate and entering a conversation and being part of that conversation. And to do that, you have to give up some of the control. And knowing how to give up control but keep the conversation on track, that is what requires an editorially orientated approach. And that's really what I'm talking about.
This double-edged sword, finally, we'll just end on this, that you talked about. Does this mean that ideas, because of the digital age, because message boards and reactions are instant, does that mean that ideas have to be better, purer, heavier, more substance?
I think you have to have a good idea. And that means it has to be original and it has to mean something. And that's really tough. And as we know on the creative side of the advertising business, we have an industrial process to create ideas of a certain type. Now we are moving into an era with this business where we have to create a mechanism for creating ideas of a different type. And that's going to be an interesting transition.
Great, fascinating stuff. Thanks, Alan. Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Good. No worries.